I just want to tell you thank you so much, and Esther, for your sweet, sweet voice, because I just get in this very happy place just hearing your voice, not even the words that Abraham says. So the combination is such a wonderful, it gets me in such a great place every morning.
It's reminiscent of who you are. It's a vibration that's familiar to you.
Okay. So I wanted you to tell me, I'm in a business that I have gone through many steps of evolving, and I've come to this place where I just now want to play in it and really have fun and have just abundant success and abundant money and abundance of all of it, because I'm through part of I love teaching and training and helping people, and I just get such a joy out of watching them open up and say, oh, that's really me inside there, and this is really fun. And so I still like doing that, but I don't want to do that as much, because that's more of a psychology thing than I was thinking. I'm really not really get paid for that part. I really want to get paid for this other part. So I'm at the point now where I'm really visualizing, and I am projecting, and not projecting, visualizing, but this place that I really want to be in this business, and I just want that abundance in that, and I want to just play there. And I wanted to know if I am on that path.
You are.
Very much so.
You are.
And if there's something that I should be changing up a little bit, because I feel pretty good about it, but there's also something that I kind of have like this
Here's what it is.
fog.
Here's what it is. When you have decided that you want something different than where you are, when you say, I'm pretty happy where I am, but I want this. In the moment that you identify that you want something, the awareness that it hasn't happened yet comes into view first. And so you have to train yourself to feel good where you are. It's the most interesting thing to watch. The mood that you're wanting to continually conjure, and it's worth doing some virtual reality about it, is I'm happy where I am in my ever-evolving, changing experience. Because if you say, I could be happier, I'm pretty happy, but I could be happier, there's an edge in there that's sort of in your way. As you say, I'm happy where I am, and I'm happy in my constant changing experience, it cleans right up. Can you feel the difference?
Yeah.
It's like, here I am, and I really want to be over there, and I'm using happy words, and I'm using a happy expression on my face, but the truth of it is, I'm dying to be over there. I really want to be over there, which means I really am not as happy as I am pretending to be while I'm over here.
Okay.
And it's the edge that you're all reaching for. How can I know that I'm expanding and know that more is coming without being dissatisfied that more hasn't already come? That's the fine-tuning that you're reaching for. And that's why we say it's about being happy where I am and excited about something more. We offer all kinds of things to help smooth that transition for you all by saying things like, you never get it done. And hopefully, as you understand that you never get it done, then there's sort of this excitement feeling of adventure rather than this feeling that it's not quite happening fast enough. It's like when you go on a vacation, you don't try to get it done. When you think about it, your final destination of a vacation is home. And you don't bolt out the door and say, let's go home. Let's just go as fast as we can. Let's get this over. Let's eat everything today, and let's go everywhere we can go, and let's burn up all of our gas, and let's fly all of our planes, and let's do everything and come back home. You don't do that. You don't want to get to the final destination. You want the adventure, you see. And that's the thing about setting a goal, is that it implies a destination, a final destination, which almost always evokes dissatisfaction within you. But as you stop and say, hey, I've got an open-ended ticket, and I'm on an eternal vacation, and I'm on this adventure, and it's always going to be fun. And I always have fun. We hear this from you in words and vibration. I have fun wherever I am and whatever I'm doing. In other words, I'm having fun. I'm mining the details of my life, and I'm having a very good time in doing it. And I don't have a final destination because I'm an eternal being. In that attitude or mood, things just keep unfolding for you. It's a fine line, isn't it? Of wanting more and not being dissatisfied with where I am.
Because I know one of the things I wrote in there was...
Wanting more and not being dissatisfied with where I am.
That's one of the things I wrote was, how do I speed this up? And you just said that.
We don't think that there is ever a need to speed anything up.
Okay.
Because the reason that you want it to go faster is because you want to get into a better feeling place.
Right.
So you say, I want to go faster, which means I want to get out of this not perfect place into a perfect place. And we say, the problem with that is it moves like this.
Okay, that's better. Okay.
In other words, it always just stays a step
there.
ahead of you. You see.
Okay.
And so when you finally say, well, I never get it done, and oh, isn't this good where I am, and isn't this good where I am,
Okay.
now it moves like this.
Okay.
In other words, the fun, the dollars, the good feeling, the satisfaction are always where you are, even though the subjects are changing. Yes. That is really good.
That's like a rainbow.
That is. Thank
It's
you.
exactly like a rainbow. It moves with you. Tantalizing, surprising. You can't pin it down. So when you feel joy, you're there. When you feel exhilaration, you're there. When you feel love, you're there. When you feel appreciation, you're there. When you feel frustration, you're not quite there. When you feel anger, you're even further from being there. When you feel depression or fear, you are not there. Now, many would say, somebody should do something about that. Somebody should get those fearful things and get rid of them. Somebody should round up all the terrorists and kill them so that I don't have to be afraid. And somebody should round up all of the diseases and snuff them out so that I don't have to be afraid. In fact, somebody pretty much needs to gather up everybody that doesn't think just like me and get rid of them. And then in this not much to worry about world, my fear will be gone. And we say, so will your creative edge. So will your ability to decipher. So will your ability to create new desire. Does that mean trauma and drama and tragedy must be on your doorstep in order for you to be a productive creator as you've intended? Not at all. But it does mean, as long as you stand in a place where you believe that somebody else has to do something about it before you can live your joyful life, then you are in a place of eternal entrapment, because you can't make them do it. You can't even get them to agree on what needs to be done. And if it needing to be done is necessary before you can feel good, then there's no hope for you. And of course, that isn't the way that it is at all, because you have the ability to guide your experience in powerful ways, because you have the ability to focus your attention, which means you have the ability to activate vibration within you, which means you have the ability to match your source energy anytime, anywhere. Life is supposed to be good. You did not intend struggle and hardship. You intended plenty to focus upon, to summon plenty of life through you. And it's a nice thing to watch as we see that sometimes you get overwhelmed and then you emanate desires to get your life into balance, and then the next thing you do, life is in balance. You cannot get it wrong, and you never get it done. And the reason you cannot get it wrong is because you never get it done. So if something is a little out of kilter, a desire emanates from you. As the desire emanates from you, source energy answers it. Your work is just to chill out, to relax, and let it in. And so in severe cases of disconnection or resistance, we recommend anything that distracts you, anything that could distract you from your discomfort. The thing about humans as they become adults is that you've trained yourself to dig in there and wrestle that thing to the ground and kill it. And so you keep wanting to focus upon it. If you've got a problem, you just want to focus upon it. You just want to chew on it. And what we're saying to you is, if you've got a problem and you give it any attention, it's going to get bigger. Law of attraction says that it must. And so that's why we recommend distraction. Some would say, Abraham, you're saying delude myself, and we say delude away. You're saying don't face reality, and we say not unless it's really good. You say you want me to put my head in the sand, and we say yes, and meditate while you're there. In other words, just sort of relax from whatever it is that has you aggravated and get yourself to a better feeling place. And here is the new process that we are wanting to focus your attention upon. We're calling it virtual reality. And what it is a process where, just like you were writing a screenplay, where you're the director, you get to choose everything about this moment in time. So you might say, all right, where is it going to be? Where does this scene take place? And we would encourage that you choose some place that feels good to you. You could choose any place that feels pleasant to you when you think about it. So you pick a place and then you say, what time of day is it? Is it morning? Is it night? Is the sun just coming up? Is the sun just going down? Choose something that feels good to you. And now you say, who's here? And you say, I am, of course. Who else is there? Now, no one else needs to be there, but someone else can be there if you like. And then you say, what kind of moods are we in? Now, we want to remind you, this is your virtual reality. And the whole purpose of this virtual reality is to cause you to activate vibrations within you that put you in the place of allowing well-being. So, you wouldn't create a virtual reality where you're building a new house and build it with a leaky roof and then bring repair people into your virtual reality to fix the leaking roof. In your virtual reality, you can make it just the way you want it to be. And the reason that we are giving this to you at the outset here is because there is a tendency to have something in your life that is not going well. And then say, okay, Abraham told me about this new virtual reality. I'll go there and I'll fix it. The problem with that is that you take the vibration of what's going wrong into your virtual reality. So it doesn't work as the tool that you're really wanting it to be. This is only a tool to get you to vibrate in a place to let the well-being in, because the well-being wants in. In other words, there is no reason that well-being is not pouring into your experience in precise detail to all of the things that you've identified that you want. Other than that, you are in a bad mood, or you're angry about something, or you're worried about something. And so what this exercise of virtual reality is about is to train you into a fluffier vibration, to train you into a lighter vibration. It's sort of like working a muscle. The more you do it, the better it works for you. You're just wanting to train yourself in to feeling better more of the time. We would encourage that you play the game when you're driving or standing in line or lying in your bed, or even set time aside to do it, because there is nothing more important than that you feel good. And there is nothing wrong with creating images that cause you to feel good. In fact, it's the most wonderful tool that we can think of, because as you create these scenarios that make you feel good, what happens is, more of the day, as you practice it, you have activated a vibration that does feel good, and then law of attraction matches that vibration. Good. You get a sense of it. We are eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. We see our value to you, not in rehearsing with you the trauma that you have lived, but instead celebrating with you the trauma that you have lived that has brought you to this new, fresh, clear, crisp desire. And then together, we will create some virtual realities that cause you to vibrate in harmony with your desire. When you are a vibrational match to what you want, it has to be your experience. And the fun thing about lining up your energy first is that you feel better even before the manifestation takes place. Most physical beings think that creating is about manifesting. And it is to some degree. But what creating really is about creating an atmosphere, a vibrational atmosphere for yourself, where you then do not get in the way of the well-being that is making its way to you. Somehow, many of you have been convinced that you're unworthy beings here to earn worthiness. And that's so backwards, and it causes such a misalignment of your energies, because in your admission of your imperfection, and in your disgust at having gotten it wrong, and in your determination to get it right, you're not in the receiving mode. So you keep goosing up your wanting and not letting it in, and then beating up on yourself, and then you say, I guess they're right. I must be bad, or I must be unworthy, and we say, all you are is not a match to your own desire. All you need to do is practice feeling good more, and well-being will knock your door down and jump right into the middle of your experience in response to the asking that you are continually offering.